Good morning, everybody. Here we are, Onion Valley Trailhead. Actually just a couple hundred yards down the road from the Onion Valley Trailhead. They're full up on the parking lot there. But getting ready to take off. Got 8 days ahead of me here. Kind of the general plan is going to go up over Kearsarge Pass and we're going to T-bone the JMT. Going to make a left turn, head down to Vedette Meadow, and then follow Bubbs Creek to the west. But then we're heading up Granite Pass and then cutting off on the Sierra High Route. So the plan is to fit a couple of days cutting through that southern portion of the Sierra High Route until it hits the JMT. And then we'll come south, loop back around, and be back to the trailhead in should be 8 days. So hold on tight and we'll see how it goes. Here we are pushing it up to Kearsarge Pass. Kearsarge Pass off in the distance. So kind of zoom in on her there. Way up there's the pass. Little chipmunk. We are right before dropping down in Junction Meadow. Beautiful water cascading over granite slabs. That recess there goes up to East Lake and Lake Reflection. We're going to be going on down that way, down towards Sphinx Creek. Alrighty guys, day one is in the books. Got camp set up, had a little bite to eat. Just sitting here next to the creek now, so I'm gonna start winding things down for the day. Have a fair bit longer day than I'd planned on. I was planning on camping down in Vedette Meadow, but then I just decided to keep on going, so ended up being about 15 miles and we got about 2,700 feet of gain and 4,000 change of down, so all in all 7,500 feet up and down. So legs took a little beating, like I said, a little bit more than I was expecting on day one, but oh well. Then tomorrow's going to be kind of more of the same, except it's going to be a lot more up. I got to drop a little bit, maybe 1,000 feet, get down to Road's End, and then it's about 6,000 feet up, so it'll be another 7,000 plus foot day. So good times here getting started. It's kind of funny, once I actually get on the Sierra High Route, the days will be easier, so I don't think that's how it normally goes, but that's how it's going to go for me. Here's home for the night. So I stopped maybe a mile or so before getting to Sphinx Junction. Kind of saw this spot here off the side of the trail next to the creek, so got the creek right over here. That's Bubbs Creek. Got in there, washed the feet off, got some water. Be a nice soothing sound tonight. So yeah, the trail's just right over there. So a little closer than I usually kind of like to be, but I think it'll be pretty quiet tonight. I kind of doubt anybody's going to come in here and occupy the other spots in here. There's a couple spots over here for some tents, but I guess I'm not opposed to having neighbors. But I kind of, like I said, I kind of doubt anybody will pop in here. Maybe they will. No biggie either way. Actually had a couple young gals came in a little bit ago when I was sitting here eating, and they're like, hey, we've got kind of a funny question for you, but do you have any extra water purification tablets? We were purifying our water earlier, and we realized that we kind of miscalculated how many we needed. And I was like, yeah, I think I can help you out. I always keep a few. I think I had 6 or I had 8 of them in my kind of my emergency kit there. I always keep a few in there in case my filter goes out on me or something. So I gave them 6 of them. I said, here you go. Hopefully my filter doesn't go out on this trip. With my luck, it'll probably be the time that it does. I've been carrying those tablets around for several years and never once pulled them out. But oh well. Hopefully it helps them out. So they were doing the Rae Lakes Loop coming in from Rhodes End. They were heading up, they said, to Junction Meadow tonight. So, but yeah, got Bubbs Creek down here, and just up the way I can actually see the Sphinx. Let me get down over here. Up there in the distance, see if I can zoom in on it. Yeah, so right up over there. That little thing sticking up. You kind of can't see it too well with the sun, but that's the rock formation known as the Sphinx. And that's down Sphinx Creek, where Sphinx Creek comes out from the Avalanche Pass area and then dumps into Bubbs Creek down there. So we'll be walking by there in the morning, and then from there down to Rhodes End, and then that's where the Copper Creek Trail starts, and we'll be going up to actually get to where we get off the trail and get started in earnest on the Sierra High Route. Good morning. Day 2, getting started, 7 o'clock sharp. I'm gonna get on the trail here. Got camp tore down. Slept pretty well. It was crazy warm last night. I think only got down to 61 degrees, so for the first part of the night I didn't even have my underquilt on. I had it hanging next to me. At some point in time I went and got up to pee, I think, and then put the underquilt underneath there. But yeah, it was a pretty toasty evening, so we'll see. We got blue skies, a few clouds kind of up there right now, so at least yesterday at this time the forecast was calling for pretty good rain today, so we'll see if that materializes or not. I've got, I don't know what I've got, 4 or 5-ish miles maybe down to Rhodes End, and that's when I start to climb up Copper Creek. So that's a 5,000 plus foot climb, I think, and then I'll be camping up there tonight somewhere. Alright, this is classic Kings Canyon right here. Bubbs Creek fell off, now it's way down below. Trail cut into the side of the mountain, just huge canyon. I mean, reminiscent of Yosemite almost. Big towering granite walls. Right here's the confluence of Bubbs Creek and the South Fork of the Kings River. Now remember, there's this nice bridge they built here. It's beautiful colored water down in here. I kind of forgotten about this, and then just till I saw it, and then I remembered it from a couple years ago. Yeah, like emerald green water. Nice stonework on the bridge. there's the confluence right there. The two rivers become one. So off to the north there, that's looking up Paradise Valley. The trail's going to fork off just on the other side of the bridge here for the Rae Lakes Loop, heading up that way. From this angle, you can see why they call that thing the Sphinx. You can kind of see it just left of that high point sticking out there. It kind of does look like the Sphinx facing to the left. So, come from the other side, you can never really tell what that was all about. But doing some climbing up high above the valley, getting a little bit of a breeze. No traffic on this trail today. Pretty quiet, so we'll keep on trucking, onward and upward. Here we are coming down onto Grouse Lake. We've been off trail for the last little bit. I didn't know if there was a spot where you could kind of tell where it came off the trail. I sure didn't see anything, so I just cut off when it felt good. The altimeter's several hundred feet off, I think, so that didn't help any. But nonetheless, here we are, just a few minutes from Grouse Lake, where I'll be spending night too. So day 1, 2, and 3 ended up getting combined into days 1 and 2, so it's been a long couple days. I think both of them were 15-ish miles with about 8,000 feet of up and down combined. So that's what gets to me. So yep, the old dogs are barking. Looking forward to getting down there, setting up the hammock, and yeah, hopping in the lake, taking a little swim, cooling off. Actually, it's not too bad right now. It was super hot coming up in some spots, and we got a little cloud cover off and on, and a couple times we got a few sprinkles, so all in all it wasn't too bad. Water was a little scarce. There was a good flow down below Lower Tent Meadow, and the stream in Tent Meadow was pretty well dried up. There was just some standing water there, so I passed on that. And then it wasn't until, I don't know, an hour or so later where we kind of got a little higher in that same drainage that feeds into Tent Meadow. The trail switchbacks right next to it, and there was a little bit of a flow going in there, so I was able to fill up and get rehydrated. So all in all, not too bad. It's kind of hitting the wall down there at one point too, and stopped and had a little snack, ate some plantain chips and some of my honey, and that perked me right up. So just need a little go-go juice, I think. Good morning. It is day 3 and kind of day 1 on the Sierra High Route piece itself. We're up here at Grouse Lake. Nice little spot. First objective of the day is that little saddle up there, Grouse Lake Pass. So we'll be cruising around the lake here on the south side and working our way up the slabs up to Grouse Lake Pass. So shouldn't be too bad. I think it's just a skosh over 11,000 feet, and we're at about 10.5 down here. So shouldn't be Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Looks like nice slabs, grassy slabs and everything on the way up there. So should be pretty easy going. So I'm gonna get to it here, get moving, cruise around the lake, and yeah, see what it's all about. Here we are, Grouse Lake Pass. It's just about 9 o'clock, so about an hour from camp. Boy, you get up here, you really see kind of how bad that smoke is down there. I was expecting pretty good views back towards the Great Western Divide and the Kauai Peaks and stuff from here, but not so much today. Back over here is Granite Basin. Looks like a pretty nice place to go, but unfortunately we're not going there today. That's the wrong way. If we would have stayed on that trail that I was on yesterday, that would have ended up going down through the Granite Basin area. This is the Monarch Divide ahead of us here. And where we're going is going to be that little saddle back over there. That's called Goat Crest Saddle. So kind of that ridge going up and east out of there, that's the, or up and to the right, that's the goat, what's called the Goat Crest. So we're going to be, I'm going to try to contour around instead of dropping down, so hopefully get on the other side of these slabs and be able to keep the elevation I've gained and work my way around. And yeah, we're going to head over there, and then from there it's going to be down into the Glacier Lakes and Glacier Valley. So hopefully this wind will blow out. It's a little breezy, but it might be blowing it in, so it might be a smoky day. Alright, there's kind of the high point on the Goat Crest Saddle. I'm coming over here, and here's kind of the northerly piece, so looks like a whole new view, whole new set of mountains to look at. That's kind of the neat thing up here in the Sierra, is you know, you're kind of in one basin, and then you cross over, and it's just everything's completely different on the other side. So yeah, up here we ought to be able to look down and see the Glacier Lakes and Glacier Valley, and that's the next destination. Let's see what this looks like up here. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Whew. That's why we do this, folks. Wow. That is something else. Yeah, we'll be going down there along that lake, probably skirted on the, looks like the right side. And then kind of you can see where the lake outlet is, and that's the Glacier Valley down there. So that's the next stop. Yeah, it looks like some fun slabs. Just a bunch of, get around this rock on the other side, just a bunch of big steep slabs over here. Kind of looking due north down into the valley there, so this is off to the east. Yeah, slab-a-dab-a-doo. Just big, long granite slabs coming off the ridge all the way down to the lake. Made it down the slabs. Here we are at the upper lake of the Glacier Lakes. don't think they have names individually. I think they're just collectively called the Glacier Lakes, and this is the uppermost of them. So came down from Goat Crest Saddle, back up there. Slabba-dabba-doo time, coming down all these nice granite slabs, and yeah, it's a little after 11 o'clock now. I'm thinking I'm gonna stop here and take a break. This seems like a pretty nice spot, and probably take a swim and kick back and relax for an hour or two. I kind of like to do that. I was out here in this area a few weeks ago. Kind of started out the same, coming in over Kearsarge Pass and along Bubbs Creek, but instead of coming north, I went south and did a loop called the Circle of Solitude. And yeah, it was kind of rainy almost every day, so it was kind of always fighting the weather. And so I never really got to stop and take my breaks. I usually like to, around lunchtime, stop, eat something, kick the shoes off, take a swim, and wash up some clothes or do anything like that if I need to. Anyways, didn't get a chance to really do that at all that week. So today, not a cloud in the sky. Well, I guess there is a cloud over here. So one cloud in the sky. But other than that, blue skies. And I think, I don't have all that far to go after I get down to the lake here. Drop down into the Glacier Valley, and then I actually meet up with a trail over there for a little while and take that around by the state lakes and over to Horseshoe Lakes. Is kind of where I was planning on camping tonight. So yeah, not a lot of miles. I think it was an 8-mile day, all said and done, something like that. So yeah, I got time, and this looks like about as good a place as any to stop and enjoy some of that time. Day number 3 for the trip, which is day number 1 on the high route proper, is in the books. Got camp set up here at Horseshoe Lake. I found a nice spot here by the first lake. Set up there. There's a few other guys that are doing the high route, I guess, that are must be camped up a little further. I didn't see them, but didn't want to necessarily camp next to them. Let them keep their peace too. So got a little grumbling going on outside there, so maybe we'll get a little rain. I got some laundry out drying, so hopefully we'll get able to get that dried up, but might have to tuck things inside under the tarp. We'll see if it comes to anything or not. So yeah, all in all, feeling pretty good. Feet are feeling a little rough. I got a big blister on one foot that I opened up, and I think I'm losing a toenail on the other foot, and I twisted my ankle just a little bit today. So oh well, all in all, nothing debilitating though. So tomorrow we'll get going. We'll get into some good stuff tomorrow, I think. Start the day off with a little walking through the forest here. And it's kind of funny. We got all this high stuff up through these big passes and all that, and I don't have any worry about that stuff. But it's getting out of this forest in the right spot is the one thing. And that shouldn't be too big of a deal. You just cruise up, there's a little ridge up there, then you follow the ridge. So shouldn't be any kind of navigational problem, but navigating the forest is a lot tougher, I think, than navigating up in the high country. So yeah, it's about 5 o'clock. Ate dinner, just kind of settled in. Pretty easy day, like I said, about 80-ish miles, I think. Not a lot of up and down. Next couple days are going to be pretty short days as far as miles go. Tomorrow's going to have a fair bit up and down, I think. 6,000 total, maybe. Yeah, but should be good country, so easy rolling when the scenery's nice. Yeah, the load's getting lighter. Eating food out of the bear can every day, so that makes it a little easier. And plenty of water up here, even though it's a real dry year. You know, I'm usually not carrying any more than that little 20-ounce bottle. I'll fill that up, have a drink wherever I'm getting my water at, and that's usually enough to get me to the next spot, so not a lot of water weight. All in all, good day. Glad I have a short day for once. First couple were a little rough, so tonight is night 3, and I'm actually camping where I was planning on being at night 4, so I'm a day ahead of schedule. That's it for here. Good morning. Day 4. Getting a start here about 8:30. Pretty casual start, but it's a pretty casual day, so it works out pretty well. So first order of business, going to head north just a little bit, kind of contour around here, and we'll hit the northernmost of the Horseshoe Lakes. And then from there, it's about a half mile or so further north, and there should be a little bit of a ridge that we make a hard right and head east on, and that'll get us up to our first kind of high point and up on Windy Ridge. Straight ahead up there, that's Goddard Creek, comes running through there. So off to the left, up high there, is the White Divide, and then to the right side of Goddard Creek is the Ragged Spur. And then, yeah, this is the Middle Fork down below here, which ends up flowing over this way. Can't see it right here. Can almost, I think, make out, yeah, way off in the distance. Tough to see with the smoke, but there's Tahippity Dome. Way out there. So that's at the very bottom of the Middle Fork of the Kings River. Very remote place from what I understand. Here we are, kind of the north side of Windy Ridge. Looking down, that's down there's a little tarn down below, looks a little brown. Nice looking green lake down below it. That's the one that's marked 10236T on the map. So Gray Pass is going to be right over here, just kind of to the right of those trees, back there on that ridge. Zoom in onto there, yeah, so right over there is Gray Pass. That's the next destination. I think the plan is here just going to be kind of, I don't know if we can contour around or if we need to swing down to that lake. I've got enough water to get over Gray Pass and down to some water that's definitely down on the other side, so I think I'm going to see if I can contour over there instead of losing that elevation and gaining it again. So now I think we're seeing back in the distance there, we're looking into the Middle Fork of the Kings River again, where it kind of turns north and goes up there to join up with the JMT. And then just on the other side of this ridge here is Cartridge Creek. So I'm making the traverse from Windy Ridge over to Gray Pass. At least the line on my map, and I'm not real sure where that line came from, if that's something I drew or if that's just a route that I pulled off of a CalTopo map or what, but it shows going down by that upper lake down there, then coming back. But it's easy traveling just to contour along here. You know, nice granite benches and slabs, pretty smooth going. So yeah, if you're over this way and you don't need to go down to the lakes for water, you know, there's Gray Pass right in front of me there. Like I said, real easy going, getting there, just coming pretty much straight across at the same elevation as you were at when you're at Windy Ridge, which we're looking back at right there. So I'm down on Gray Pass proper now. Little path in here. Story of my life. I was somewhere other than where the path is, but that's all right. So yeah, just getting ready to pop out the other side here, and should open up and have a good view down into Cartridge Creek. So there does seem to be use paths throughout various areas here. Kind of like I'd mentioned before, the guy can spend a lot of energy trying to follow these things. So at least for me, I just kind of prefer to do my own thing and
Sometimes you're on them, sometimes you're not, but as long as you're aware of the terrain you're on and what you can handle, you should be fine. Yeah, looky here. Some water flowing over granite slabs. You know how I like that. Yeah, I'm going to settle in here for a little while. Take a little break for an hour or so, then continue on. It's about 10:30 now. Got clear skies. Got a beautiful spot. Got one of my favorite things, which is water flowing over granite slabs into a lake. Man, life is good. On the way up towards White Pass, did a little diversion over to this basin. Got these beautiful little lakes in here, so I'm going to top off my water here. Yeah, they just kind of nestled in down below these peaks. Man, just a world of granite everywhere you look. Third high point of the day. So we came from Great Pass, which is just out of sight right over there. Came down through all of this stuff over there. Actually looped over by these little lakes. Came up. There's another lake over here. I didn't go to that one. Got Marion Peak up here. Yeah, and right here's the other side of White Pass. So that's Red Point out there in the distance. Obvious Red Mountain. And Red Pass, our next destination, is just going to be down off over here. I think it's just probably out of sight a little bit. That's the main fork of Cartridge Creek there that joins up with the South Fork where we just came from. And then they dump into the middle fork of the Kings River, which is kind of back beyond that ridge, that low ridge there. So yeah, this is great. Just granite as far as the eye can see, blocks and slabs and all sorts of fun stuff. So all right, on to the next one. So here I'm going to head up this ridge just a little bit and then kind of angle over, see what it looks like over there. All right, we'll see you on the other side. There's our first sight on Red Pass. So just kind of cruising through some granite slabs and blocks and stuff here. You can see a little bit of a path over there, so we'll get through this stuff, figure out how to get over there. Looks pretty straightforward. Looks like we have to drop off of something here and then get over on that other side. So we'll see what it's all about, but it's a short way ahead of us there. Okay, here we are at Red Pass. A little breezy. Darn nice. About 1:30 in the afternoon. So we came from White Pass, we should go back over there. We came around and all this stuff. And yeah, I came right into the pass. So I contoured right around to it. I didn't drop down at all. So the other side, boom, down to Lake Basin. That's Marion Lake down at the bottom there. That's where I was planning on camping. It's down there at Marion Lake. I gotta be a little choosy where I camped as I brought the hammock. So I can't camp up here above tree line very well, but it looks like some of those upper lakes have plenty of trees around them. So it's pretty early in the day. I don't know how long this descent's gonna take, half hour, maybe an hour. So I might try to cruise up to one of those upper lakes and camp up there. Looks like plenty of options over there. But we'll see what it looks like when we get down there and yeah, see what we feel like. But man, it's wild. See the tree line up there, and then just desolate gray granite up above Lakes Basin. Holy moly, that lake is something. Pretty choppy. It's windy out right now, pretty windy, so pretty choppy out on the water, but man, that's got to be one of the coolest colors of blue I've ever seen. And it was not the easiest thing to get down in here. It was up that gully. I don't know how well this shows, but man, that thing was steep and loose. But I mean, it wasn't bad. You just had to pay attention and keep your hands ready and hold on to things and do a little scooch, scooch, scooch and that. So it's like just the last little bit around the corner here, and we'll be home free. So this is Marion Lake. So I think there's a plaque down here somewhere. I don't know if it's right off the trail where we'll see it, that talks about this lake being named after LeConte's wife. I'm not exactly sure who the LeConte guy was. I know there's a LeConte Canyon up over Bishop Pass, and there's a LeConte boulder in Yosemite, and somewhere there's a LeConte memorial. I don't know where, remember that's at. And I seem to remember hearing something or reading something that there's a guy with the name of LeConte who was pretty big out on the East Coast, mountaineering community or something. So I don't know if that's the same guy, different guy, maybe a brother, maybe no relation whatsoever, who knows. But yeah, this is one beautiful lake though. Marion Lake, very cool. It's right here by the outlet, nice little stream going down. But yeah, that is something else. A few nice camp spots right here by the outlet of the lake. I'm half tempted to stop here instead of heading on up to one of those upper lakes, but it's pretty early. It's about 3, so I got a fair bit of time left, so heading up there will shorten my day tomorrow a little bit. We're all set up, all cleaned up, been down to the lake, laundry's done, bathed, life is good. Here's a little look around camp. Here's the hammock set up. Nice spot up here. Still a little breezy, but not too bad. Lake's just off the way down over this way. Walk over that direction here. Yeah, all in all, it was a real good day. You know, there's some magic with day 4, I think. It seems like the first couple days, your body's kind of getting used to things, and things hurt, and this and that, but day 3, you're kind of getting over the hump. But day 4 always seems to be kind of the magic land, where, okay, your body's just like, all right, let's do this. And it's kind of settled into the groove. You know, you're used to putting in some miles at that point in time. You've gotten acclimated to the altitude a little bit. You're used to going up and down and getting that elevation gain. So yeah, day 4 is usually a pretty good day, and today definitely was. Feel good. Blisters not bothering me anymore. My toes barely bothering me. My ankles hardly bothering me. So yeah. I got some good country up around us here. can't really get a beat, I don't think, on Frozen Lake Pass from down here. Kind of the perspective's all off, but it's going to be over here on the other side of that kind of big jagged peak there. So it should be just back on the right side of that, I think. So tomorrow we'll cruise up, we'll get up on top of this ledge here. That's just kind of back behind my camp. We'll get up there, go through, pretty nice basin up there, Lakes Basin area, and yeah, make the way up to Frozen Lake Pass, over the pass and down to the JMT, and then we'll be on a section of the JMT I've never been on before, but then we'll get down to Woods Creek and we'll join up with areas I have been, so that'll at least be familiar to me. I didn't see anybody all day. All these unnamed lakes that if they were anywhere else, you know, they'd be super popular 5-star lakes, and up here they don't even get a name. So far off, you know, I mean, well, I guess we're only about a day's travel from the JMT, but not too many people come over this way, and I'm a couple days travel off of the trail I came in on. So yeah, just not a lot of traffic, not a lot of signs of passage. A few little use trails here and there, but not a lot of campsites and things like you see out in the other more popular areas. You don't see any trash, you don't see toilet paper hanging around or anything like that. So it's real nice to get back in here. Good morning. Here we go on day 5. I was just thinking, I don't know what day of the week it is. It wouldn't be hard for me to do the math and figure it out, but I don't want to. There's something pretty nice about being out long enough that you kind of lose track of those things. Kind of these social constructs that we have back in the world that really don't mean anything out here. Doesn't matter what day it is. It matters that it's day 5 because I need to get out on day 8. Otherwise I'm going to run out of food and I'm going to be late to get back to work. And since I guess I do live out in the world and have to function, I need to show up to work on time. But while I'm out here, those kind of details don't matter so much. So the map shows where we're going is to get up on this bench and then kind of cut across this meadow up above here. But I think I'm going to stay going out here more to the east a little further and kind of get back up into the basin proper, and then looks like I can cut across pretty easily and meet up with where the route goes up to Frozen Lake Pass. So at least the way it looks on the map, I can be up in that basin and then cut over and meet up with the route on the way up to Frozen Lake Pass. So should make a little more scenic trip out of it. Yeah, leaving camp right at 8:30, so another pretty casual start. It was chilly this morning. It got down in the upper 30s. I had 2 thermometers. One of them said 37, the other said 39. So we'll call it 38. Coldest night yet. So here's our first view of Frozen Lake Pass. So yeah, just like I thought. It's going to be right up over in here. And it looks blocky and nasty. So that's what a couple of people have been saying. I ran into a guy and yeah, he made it sound like it was not a good time going up and over that. He was coming from the other direction. But both sides, I think, are pretty blocky, pretty loose. So, but that's where we'll be heading after we go over here. Yeah, we're just going to cruise up. Look at this basin. Big old depression looks like over in there. So that's Lakes Basin. Gonna head up there, take a look around. Again, Cartridge Pass will be off to the right, and then I'm going to cruise up these ledges here, make my way across, and eventually up there somewhere is Frozen Lake Pass. Alright, let's go see where our feet take us. Randomly marauding through the alpine tundra here, wandering around aimlessly. You know, your mind kind of starts to wander too. So mine just kind of got on the topic of the song Mary Had a Little Lamb. And I'm thinking, why is that even a song? You know, Okay, Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and it followed her around. I mean, how's that make it into a song? So, when I get home, I'm going to have to go back and listen to that, see if there's anything more going on. But that's all I can recall off the top of my head is kind of those 3 facts. But maybe there's more to it. You know, it's like that song, You Are My Sunshine. You know, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Like everybody thinks that's a feel-good song. But you go through and you listen to that, and it's kind of dark. You get into the next couple verses that come. So, if you haven't heard that recently, go pull up You Are My Sunshine and give it a good listen. Yeah, it's not quite as sunny as I remembered it. So, you know, maybe Mary's got a little more going on than just walking around with her sheep, but you never know. I don't think I'm going to solve those problems out here today, but it's good to know that somebody's on the case. All right, we're cruising. All right, goodbye Lakes Basin. And hello, Frozen Lake Pass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the pass is just that notch that we see up there. Pretty distinct. Little cloud behind it. Hopefully that doesn't mean it's going to rain on me when I get up there. So yeah, it just looks like a little boulder hopping between me and there. I'm sure there's a little more excitement once I get over that low ridge in front of me. But we'll see what it's all about. All right, making a little progress. So I just wanted to say, if you're thinking about doing this, make sure you're comfortable off trail on third-class terrain that's loose and blocky, oftentimes with penalty points if you fall, at about 12,000 feet, carrying a pack with all your food, clothing, and shelter for the better part of a week. If you answer yes to those questions, then come on out here and have a good time. If you answer no to any of those, you might want to find something else to entertain yourself with. Okay, that just got a little spicy. I just had to down climb these slabs here. Well, I guess I didn't have to, I chose to. I could have gone up and over. This was definitely pretty sporty through there. Not recommended. However, I think my plan here to come in high is going to work out pretty well. I'm most of the way up the pass here, and I got a pretty good traverse ahead of me. So, yeah, I think it's gonna work out. But it definitely was attention grabbing there for a period of time. All right, made it up to Frozen Lake Pass. Woo! Tough climb. Wind's blowing. Heck of a view. Yeah, it's about a quarter after 11, so got up here a little quicker than I thought. There's Red Pass. That's where we were at yesterday, right about the same time. Then we went down to Marion Lake, up through the Lakes Basin, up through all that business, over around through all that, and up here. Now it's time to head east, out over here, Upper Basin, and the JMT's down there somewhere. Mather Pass up here to the left, must be on that ridge line. I didn't get the map out and look. I'll wait till I get down a little bit. It's too windy up here. But yeah, we're gonna cut down below that lake and get down kind of in the open there. Then cut off right and join the JMT down there somewhere. Alrighty, I'm gonna get off here. Alrighty guys, here it is. From the boulders to dirt. Terra firma. Back on dry land. A few boulders yet here, but it's the first dirt, solid dirt I've been on in quite a while. So this is walking through Upper Basin. You know, just pretty benign terrain. Bunch of little granite outcrops and slabs and some dirt. Meadowy areas down below. And somewhere off to my left is the JMT. I'm not real sure exactly where. And it doesn't really matter. We'll meet up here eventually. And yeah, we'll drop down in this valley up here and then climb out the other side. And that's probably where I'm going to camp for tonight. So yeah, this is just freewheeling out here, which is kind of what I've been doing for most of the trip. Again, you know, that for me, that's kind of the joy of being out in this type of terrain is you're not bound to a particular spot. You don't have to be on this trail and go where this trail goes. You can just kind of go wherever you feel like. If I want to walk down by that little wet area down there, I can do it. If I want to swing out to the left and go over there and hop on the trail, I can do it. If I want to go right here where I'm at, well, evidently I can because I'm doing it. But yeah, for me, I just enjoy, like I said, I enjoy just being out here cruising, looking around at the terrain, getting the map out, seeing what's what, just doing some terrain association and identification of what's around you. I've always found that just makes it such a much more, I don't know, immersive experience for me. It's one thing if you're out here and you're just walking down the trail and you see these peaks and everything around you, but you don't know what anything's called and you don't really know how they're spatially related to one another. And I like getting the map out and just seeing what everything is. You know, one trick I used to do when I was kind of learning how to navigate better, and that was I'd carry the map, and any named feature on the map, I would try to identify it out here in person. So I'd be walking around like, oh, there's Cardinal Peak. Oh, there's Split Mountain. Oh, there's whatever river. Oh, there's whatever ridge. And do that long enough, and it just, I don't know, it makes, to me, you're more intimate with your surroundings. It's just a better experience, I think. So if you're looking for something like that, give it a try. Get your map out and look for some named features on there. And as you're out walking around, you don't have to be out here like this in the middle of nowhere. You can be on a trail somewhere close to home or whatever. But just start looking at all those named features and figuring out what they are and understanding that. Oh, this is that drainage. Oh, that's that peak. Oh, there's that road down there. You know, whatever it's going to be. So.
Good morning, sports fans. It is day 6. And we are here just below the Bench Lake Ranger Station. I don't think I filmed last night when I got here. I was beat last night, long day out in the sun. I didn't sleep all that much the night before. I think it just kind of caught up to me. Last night I fell asleep, I think about 7:30. It was about 6:30 when I woke up this morning. Got up once or twice in the middle of the night, but for the most part slept that whole time, so that was good. Cold night here. A little colder than I was expecting it to get. Got down to 35. And I was a little chilly. There at some point in the night I reached out and grabbed my little sit pad and stuck that in the foot box of my quilt, and that helped out quite a bit for my feet. My feet were starting to get chilly. Man, so I'm sitting here this morning and it's downright cold out, especially for this boy from Las Vegas. I haven't seen temperatures in the low 30s or mid 30s since February, I think. So I'm moving a little slow this morning. I'm just hanging out here. Went and got the bear can, brought it down. Just looking around, gonna look at the map a little bit, kind of wait for things to warm up before I get moving. It's so far weather looks like it should be good and stable. Not that you can really tell much this early in the morning, but you know, Pincho Pass just 2 miles away, so I can be up and over that pretty quickly and then down into lower ground. So if some weather does come in, I'll be down and out of it and no problem, even if I get a little bit later start. So, you know, it's about 7:15 now, so it might be about 8:30 before I get out of camp, even though I was up at 6:30. So, oh well, we'll survive. days like this almost make me wish I was a coffee drinker. I don't really drink coffee, never have. You know, a few times in my life I've had a cup here and there, and so I don't bring any with me when I go backpacking. I did this time though. I did bring a couple packages of some hot cocoa stuff that I made up. We had this jar of cocoa powder, and then I put some powdered milk in there. So I actually yesterday morning I had one of those. I was thinking maybe I should cook one of those up this morning and have a little nice hot beverage, but I've got one left, so I'm gonna save that and probably have it tomorrow morning. I'm thinking hard about it though.
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious about those marmots. You know, how much terrain do they cover? Does he just live his whole life there within 20 feet of that boulder? Or does he go out and interact with some of those others that are, you know, a quarter mile away? Because he's definitely used to seeing people. You know, he understands people walk by on the JMT and they're not a threat to him. He was not worried at all. Whereas some of those other ones that were over off the Bench Lake Trail, that sees much less traffic, they were much more skittish. So I don't know if that's a function of just them being there and seeing more people on the JMT than the other ones see over on the Bench Lake Trail, or if that's just the nature of those particular marmots. And maybe they all cruise around and interact and they're in different places, or maybe they're all in the same spot all the time. Who knows? I'm sure somebody does, but it's definitely not me. All right. Grade's kicking up. We're heading uphill here, so I'm going to have to quit talking and start working. Made it to the top of Pincho Pass. Just a little under 12.2, 12.1 and change. There's a look back towards Lake Marjorie, where we came from. I like the colors, all that red rock over there. And then this is where we're going. Looks like steeply down the north side. Right in front of us, that's Mount Cedric Right. And we're going to go down. There's some lakes there, twin lakes. All that feeds down into Woods Creek. And then we'll go down to Woods Creek, follow Woods Creek down to the suspension bridge, and north towards Rae Lakes. You know, there's another route called the Southern Sierra High Route. It takes a left, I think, at Mount Cedric Right and kind of goes up through some of that high terrain up there. Come back and do that another day. So not walking out here and checking this out would just be un-American. You know how I feel about water running over granite slabs. Man, I bet this is wild in the springtime or early summer, a heavy runoff. But boy, this is a place to be. You got hot tubs, slip and slides, whirlpools, and just endless slabs of granite all the way down. I think these slabs must go all the way down to like the Woods Creek crossing or something. Just something else. Yeah, I bet during spring runoff this whole thing is covered. Oh, look at that pool down there. Going. Good evening, everybody. Night 6. We're camped just off the JMT and stopped just a little bit short of getting to Dollar Lake. So I think I'm probably about a mile, maybe mile and a half up to Dollar Lake. So yeah, it's kind of coming up here. I just thought, you know what? I'm feeling a little worked. So I pulled over, found a nice spot, and settled in. So got all set up, ate dinner, went down to the creek, washed things up, and yeah, life is good. Good morning. Day 7 is upon us. Yeah, just got up here a little bit ago. It's about 6:30. Got down to 34 last night, the thermometer said. Although I wouldn't have guessed it. I didn't feel cold. Just a oh so slight of a chill. Some point in time I got up and put my fleece on, but I think it just got down there for a little bit and then kind of warmed up a little bit. You kind of get these, got pretty breezy there at one point in time during the night, so you kind of get these little fronts that come through, so I'm guessing that's what happened, and cooled it off to 34, and then I think it was about more like 40 when I got up this morning. So yeah, so I'm going to get up, get my stuff together and get moving. Probably not quite as casual a start as I've been getting, and that's all right, but it's casual enough. Probably be on the trail by 7:30. Get up to Rae Lakes here in a little bit, go through there, up over Glen Pass, and kind of the plan is to go over Kearsarge Pass too, and then camp down on the east side of Kearsarge Pass somewhere tonight. But we'll see. As it's kind of been the last few days, I've been pretty okay with stopping and setting up camp early, and yeah, we'll see. Maybe today by noon or so I'll be ready to call it. All right, so I'm trying something different this morning. So I've got this little stuff sack here, and I always put my tie outs for my tarp and my stakes in there, and then my tree strap goes in there too. And then I always take my ridge line from my tarp, and that always goes in the stuff sack with the tarp itself. But today, yep, you guessed it, I'm going to put those in there with the rest of them. I don't know why I've only segregated them. I think it's because I used to have them attached to the tarp, and I just kind of got used to having them in there with the tarp. But I'm going to stick them in there with everything else, because, those tie outs, they're kind of part of this tarp system too, and they go in there, so I don't see why the ridge line can't be in there with them. So we'll see how it works out. I might be all discombobulated when I get to camp tonight. Hey buddy, what's going on? Just out cruising around? Oh going. Yeah, just out for a walk, huh? All right, you carry on. There's the final little push up to Glen Pass. Random thought for the day. What if the aliens came down and all their technology was analog and not digital, and we're just going the wrong direction with all this digital business? Yeah, think about that one. Just think about it. They're up there zipping through galaxies, flying around, using nothing but slide rules and vacuum tubes, pencils and paper. That'd be fantastic.